Hillary Clinton topping her Republican competitor in yet another poll, this one, USA Today. 45.6% to Donald Trump's 40.4%. And the president has his own polls that he can boast about as his approval rating hits now 56%. By the way, that's the highest level since 2011 after the killing of Osama bin Laden. How much does today do for Hillary's chances? Let's bring in Christie Setzer. She's a Democratic strategist, along with Adam Goodman, a Republican strategist. I apologize in advance if I interrupt you guys, but they are about to take the stage. In the meantime, Christie, to you first. A, do they even acknowledge anything regarding the email scandal when they get up on stage?
I don't think so. I don't think they can. Look, the White House hasn't said anything yet. Even, the State Department hasn't really said anything. So it seems like everyone is kind of waiting to see who's going to make the next move first. There hasn't even been much of an official response from the Clinton campaign itself. So right now, I think everybody's in wait-and-see mode. I also don't really think it's particularly appropriate right now, today, for the president to go out and say anything about it. So I really would not expect that.
Well, he said he won't because the Department of Justice still needs to give the final word. This thing is not entirely over, Adam. And I bring this up because, some people are saying, okay, it's clear sailing for Hillary Clinton. I would say hardly. Let's just say the DOJ doesn't even bring any misdemeanor or fines or anything like that. Director Comey gave a laundry list of issues that really might make undecideds question a vote for Hillary Clinton, especially when he says things like she used her email extensively outside the U.S. in territories that have hostile actors, and this stuff was secretive.
Well, I'll tell you, Liz, maybe she feels relieved today, but the country feels aggrieved, because Hillary Clinton did not tell the truth on several occasions. One, she lied about ever passing on classified information. She lied about the fact that she had more than one server. She hasn't told the truth, and as you know, the most recent Fox polls show by 2 to 1. Americans just simply don't trust her. And the bottom line in all of this is I think the country has to be shaking in its boots a bit that its top secrets, the most sensitive information, was possibly available to be hacked by the North Koreans, by the Russians, by the Chinese. This was not only a lapse in judgment, this is really an error by someone you would expect better from.
What about this line, Christie, where Comey said evidence shows, evidence that any reasonable person should have known that this stuff was highly secret. So if I'm an undecided, I'm left thinking, so is Hillary Clinton not reasonable? That's not a good thing.
No, it's not. But ultimately, this is still a huge sigh of relief for the Clinton campaign, because the top lines that everyone is going to take away from it are the fact that there was no wrongdoing, that no prosecutor would bring this case. So, look, people, they may read the statement, but they're not going to remember much more than the fact that the Republican appointed by George W. Bush FBI director said that basically there's not enough there. Again, so I think if you're somebody who's on the fence, that's what you're waiting on. And again, remember, it's not just from the right that she's been facing these attacks. It's also been from the left as well. A huge rationale for Bernie Sanders' continuing campaign well past the point where it was going to be mathematically impossible for him to secure the nomination was based on the fact that something might have happened here. It didn't. So, I think from this point on, she can breathe a pretty big sigh of relief.
Well, they're playing the Katy Perry song, Roar, so at the moment you've got to figure, since Katy Perry has definitely supported Hillary Clinton, she might be on the verge. But Adam, quickly, as we watch that curtain, and I see some fluttering right here, what does Donald Trump do? He just splices together a bunch of comments that James Comey made, but some of the polls show Americans just want to move on. They don't care about that. They'd rather see what people are doing for the economy.
I think at the end of the day, this is a referendum on the system. Truthfulness is never going to, and candor will never be strong suits of Hillary Clinton's. As much as she tries to protest that they should be, they just will not be. It's another distinction. And also, she seems to be someone that the system favors, and you might say in a bit of a double standard. And so moving forward, I think Trump is going to stay right the message about the economy, about a referendum on a system that is rigged and broken. And at the end of the day, the American people are going to weigh on whether they like the way things have been going for 8 years and are willing to make a piece of history, not just in electing the first woman as president, but also in electing the first party to succeed itself after 8 years in the White House for the first time since the early 50s. I don't think it's going to happen.